Stay awake. Dear friends, today we celebrate the first Sunday of Advent. Advent means arrival. In the times of Greek culture, arrival marked the coming of some great persons into the country or town. But the Christians interpreted it as the arrival of Jesus at his second coming. Roman Emperor Aurelian ordered in 274 AD that his birth should be celebrated on 25th December under the title The Birth of the Unconquered Sun God. Through this achievement, he wanted to grow in fame. When Christianity became popular under Constantine, the Christians began to celebrate on the same day the birth of Christ, the Son of God. Advent gradually became a liturgical time of preparation to celebrate the historical birth of Jesus. The watchwords which today's liturgy offers us for celebrating Advent are the words of Jesus. And what I say to you, I say to all, stay awake. Stay awake is not a physical exercise, but a spiritual practice. Jesus warns us that we are spiritually asleep. Spiritual sleep is a deep down ignorance of who we are, who God is, and the reality of what we are surrounded with. A person once shared his experience of walking in the sleep with me. He told me that he got up in his sleep, dressed up, and went to the nearest town in a bus, tendered the exact ticket fare, got back the change, and returned. People who were searching for him at home asked him on his return where he had been. He woke up with a start from his sleep, and he was totally ignorant of all his doings. In our spiritual life too, we are sleepwalkers. We may be doing wonderful things, but totally ignorant of the deeper spiritual meaning of our actions. Paul, in his letter to the Romans, chapter 10, versicle 2, speaking about his fellow Jews, says, I can testify that they have a zeal for God, but it is not enlightened. The religious deeds like observing the Sabbath, praying, etc., which they perform appears to come from a zeal for God, but they are not from God, according to Paul. Jesus, in fact, saw through the prayers and works of charity of the Pharisees of his time and declared that their zeal was not from God. In other words, they are spiritually asleep as they perform their spiritual activities. They are mechanical rituals or they are motivated by ego. They have to wake up. Jesus was a person who was awake. Jesus was aware from where his words and deeds came from. The words I say to you, I do not speak on my own authority. Rather, it is the Father living in me who is doing his work. John chapter 14, versicle 10. Staying awake means also living in the present. Our mind often lives in the past, memories and emotions, or in the future anxieties and worries. Only our body is in the present. So we are not able to relate to God who is, I am who I am, the eternal presence, the now. May the Spirit of God enlighten our minds, purify our motives, and strengthen our faith to see the ever-present Lord, the Lord alive in us, especially during these days of Advent. May God bless you.